What's up? It's Ron from Dr. Smoke, and today we're going to do a video on building the new Daniel Boone Prime Wi-Fi.
We've had a lot of people call us asking questions when they were trying to put their Prime Wi-Fi's together. The instruction manual inconveniently is inside the box inside of the smoker. And there's actually a few steps that you want to do before you get to there. So we figured it'd be easier and something to kind of help our customers out if we show you how to do it. Another thing is the instruction manual doesn't tell you exactly where some of the longer bolts go, like most do. So we're going to go over that with you guys today.
All right, Ron, so you're going to get behind the camera and we're going to go ahead and start videotaping this thing up and showing people how to do it.
All right.
All right, we're going to start off just by opening the top of the grill. And we can start taking out the tray. We're kind of laying things out. And what we're looking for here now is just the orientation of the grill to where the lid is. So we're going to turn this around. Alright, we're going to cut down the sides of the box a little bit because the grill lid is up front and all the accessories are in there. So we'll start off with that. About 12 inches down on each side is good. And then we're just going to kind of fold that down to get to the lid. All right. Do not forget to take the stuff out of here. There's a little latch on the side that has to be opened up. And don't forget that on the top you do have your chimney piece and the bucket. You have to take that stuff out because you need it to install. It's packed tightly. And nice chimney. Now we're ready to close everything back up. Make sure you latch the side. And we're just going to tap it back up. Small side goes over the hopper. And larger side. Close up all your flaps. And next thing you want to do, take it back up on the top. Just Hopefully nothing opens up when you... Alright, now we're going to flip the grill upside down. You should definitely use 2 people to do this.
Okay, so this is the bottom of the box. And what we want to do now is we want to open the bottom up. Corners. Pull it back, and there's more foam in there. We pack these things pretty good. You want to make sure that nothing gets damaged. This unit right here is actually 155 pounds in the box. So you want to make sure that nothing gets banged around in there. All right. You can see the bottom of the grill. We're going to pull this plastic off. Okay, so the next step is we're actually going to cut this box on all 4 corners and fold them down. The reason for that is that our legs are going to slide into these holes here, and you actually bolt them in from down in here. So by folding the box, you'll actually be able to get your tool in there to tighten your legs down. So we're going to cut down enough. You can see the bolt holes right here. We're going to cut down enough so that I can fold it back and get to those. Probably about 8 inches. Okay, so here's one of our legs. You can see how heavy duty these things are. They're nice and strong. These are caster wheels and they have locks on them, ball bearings in there. So this leg and wheel goes on the hopper side. So you can see your hopper right here. This is the bottom of it. You can actually see the wires in there. That's for your igniter. If you were to ever have to swap out an igniter, it's just these 2 wires right here. And there is no positive and negative. You can hook them up either way and it actually just slides right through. They're very simple to do, which we'll do a video on that in the future. Okay, so here's our leg. And you want to look, we have a bolt hole there on the bottom and a bolt hole here on the top. So we want to make sure that we have that in that configuration. And there we go. You can see it lining up there and it lines up down there. So now we can go ahead and get our bolts and get started on this. You'll be using the smaller bolts for the legs. And like Don was saying, these longer ones are for the bottom shelf. Here's the tool that comes with it, which we do a decent amount of these, so we don't use this. But if you want to, this is the tool to do it. You don't need any other tools. Okay. Make sure it's going in, not getting caught up. We don't want to cross thread anything. Now we like to get these in first. There's the 2. So now we got our big green wheels. These suckers are nice and heavy duty. For a grill that weighs 150 pounds, you want something that's nice and heavy duty like this. So these are already assembled basically. We just need to go ahead and slide them in. So our top hole is here, top hole's there, bottom is there, bottom is there. You're just going to slide those in. My lovely assistant over here. All right, top hole is there, wheels to the outside, just like that. And now we're going to go ahead and same as the other side, we're going to get our 2 bolts in the holes here, tighten those up, So I got my wheels on. I hand tightened the bolts in. Sometimes these are a little tough to line up, so you just want to put the first one in and hand tighten it, and you might have to wiggle this back and forth to line it up right. If it takes you a while and you still can't get it, you might be able to flip-flop the sides and get them to line up a little bit better. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten the two down. So here's our bottom tray. All right, it's got the holes in there. This is the top, so it's gonna have to go like this. Now to get this in here, you kind of want to do it on an angle like that. And you go ahead and get that one started. All right, that one's nice and snug. Tighten this one up. Like I said, these are the longer bolts and they're 12 millimeter. I'm actually using the tool that came with the smoker. Okay, so we actually retaped our box up where we cut it. That does help when you go to flip this back. If you don't cut the box, the grill will shift a little bit inside of the box, so it's actually easier to do it that way. So now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna lay the box on its side. We put a packing quilt down because if you do this by yourself or even with another person, sometimes these will want to slide a little bit, so you want to get a little bit of traction underneath of the wheel. All right, ready? Now for the big reveal.
There it is.
Just like that.
So first what I like to do is you got your nut washer and your insulating nuts. And I like to put that through, hold it. And then you're gonna put your other two insulators right here. And then make sure that your cover, the little protective cover here, is on. And then just start this side by hand. So next your chimney goes on. It does get shipped this way, so you have to take off the nuts. Get one in, put one of the nuts in. The flange is going to slide around on you, but don't worry about that. We're just going to get everything hand tight and then make sure everything's straight. Again, make sure you're going through both of the holes of the flange and you're not piercing it. Itself.
Okay, so now we're going to put our front shelf on. Now we already have these bolts in, but we do need to take those out. You do need those in when you go to set this thing up. But now they're lined up pretty nice. So here's our shelf. The two holes go here, and the inside of the frame faces into the grill like that. So the pretty side is on the outside. These are threaded up top, so we're going to go ahead.
Shelf on first and then put the bolts in that. This way everything's lined up and then we can just snug everything in at the end.
Well, all right then. Okay. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get these in. Everything is just hand tight right now, so we can move it around if we have to. Okay, so a lot of people ask what this is. This is actually, it goes inside the hopper here. There is an auger in here, and you will be putting pellets in. So this auger could cut your finger off. So just to be safe, this goes down inside here and sits just like that. It'll keep you from putting your hand too far down in there, or maybe kids or whatever, but that's exactly how that goes. Now, we also have a little door. So this is the pellet dump here. If you want to switch from, say, our Fruitwood blend to the Texas blend, you can actually dump the pellets out. You'll need something that's kind of square to get into the corner here, so like a longer box will work. You can dump it into that, and then Home Depot sells buckets with lids. Our 28-pound bags actually fit perfectly in one of those buckets. So now we'll go ahead and slide this down in there. It's pretty tight to get it started. There it goes. just like that. And that's your little hatch door. Okay, so here is our Wi-Fi antenna. This will actually help you get better signal. So we want to go ahead and install this on the unit. What I did was turn it like that. There's a little thread on here. You want to gently plug that in and slowly screw that onto there. All right, so this is our side shelf here. It comes with these little hooks. These are set screws, so you can set the hooks in the position that you like them. And right here, these are going to go into the slots on the side of the grill here. You can see those on there. I like to come in straight with these. They're a little tight because of the paint. I'll get this one on the left started. Just work it up and down gently, and it will go.
Now what holds that shelf up?
Okay, underneath here is the bar. That's going to come up and slide into position right there, and it locks into place. There we go. You'll hear it click. All right, here's our bucket. We're going to put that right on here. This is your drip tube right here. You want to line that up. One thing I recommend with this bucket is if you have pets, once they discover that there's delicious grease in there, they're going to try to go for it and get the grease, and it will make them sick. So every time when I'm done cooking, I'll take my bucket off, and I have a big jug that I pour the grease into, and I wipe it out nice and clean. If not, the pets are going to find it. They're going to pull the bucket off. You'll have grease all over the ground. So just a little tip for you guys.
All right, so there's a little bag of pellets that must go into the firebox. What this does is it primes the auger, because obviously when you pour the new pellets in, it does not have pellets in the auger, so the grill will never start. So you always have to make sure you pour the pellets in and kind of just make sure it covers that heating element that's down there.
That's your igniter down in there. You can see it right there. Down in the bottom. That is the igniter. Okay, what else do you got, Don?
All right, we've got the firebox. Just make sure all the foam's out of it. And this drops into these stainless steel rails at the bottom of the grill. And we'll start with it all the way on this side. And you've got a rod here that goes in the side of the grill. And this is convenient because you don't have to take the whole grill apart to adjust the firebox. And what you want to do is you want to be 4 1/4 off the side wall of the grill and line it up with the side of the firebox. All right, next we'll get the stainless steel drip pan. And again, when you use this, cover with foil because it just makes cleanup a lot easier. Your orientation is the small side goes on the left near the hopper, and you kind of want to put this in at an angle. Drop it in the back and line it up.
Okay, and the hole is here lined up with your heat sensor right there. So that heat sensor is what helps the grill sense the temperature, so you need to make sure that this is lined up properly because the heat's going to come up there and give a good indication of your temperature.
And just a little note that you should probably get some tape, wrap it around your finger, and get all this little foam out of the grill before you do your first 30-minute burn in at 350. And we've got the racks to go in. And I just wanted to show you, we do have a GMG top rack that does go in, and this gives you 50% more grill space. This video is getting way too long, so let's just conclude this now.
Okay, when you're done, you normally don't like to see extra bolts, but you will have some extra bolts. It's always good to have extras, but it's also nice to know that you're going to have them. So you're going to have 2 of the longer ones, 3 of the shorter ones, and here are a couple extra of the insulators that go on the handle. Next, these are your temperature probes. This unit uses 2 probes. You have probe 1 and probe 2, which you have right here. And Green Mountain Grills gives you an extra one. These are about $20, so bonus. You get 3 of them. Registration, guys. You want to go online to the Green Mountain Grills website and register your smoker. If you have any issues, you want to be in their system. Because if you contact them and you're not in their system, they're going to ask you a bunch of questions like what's your serial number, what date did you purchase it, who did you purchase it from. If you go online and do that, they're going to have that information. So go online, take care of that. Next is your power supply. You're going to have a nice long cord. These are like what would plug into a cigarette lighter. This cord is very long, but it'll get you really far. This is your AC/DC adapter. These units can run off of 12 volts, which is like what a car would operate on, or a car jumper box. So this unit converts the AC over to DC to run this unit. This is a nifty little jumper cable. If you are tailgating, you can actually plug this in, connect this onto your car battery or a jumper box, and plug this into the back of your smoker. You can run this off of that as long as you need to. These smokers, once they ignite, they actually use very little electricity, so you can run them for a pretty good amount of time off of just a battery. That concludes everything as far as the build. Next, we're going to go ahead. Our pellets are in there. We're going to fill our hopper up with a bag of pellets, and we're going to do a startup for you guys.